Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Computer's doing things on its own. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So every now and again I sit down to create an art journal page with an idea in my head of what I want to do, what kind of materials I want to use, what mediums, whether it's paint or inks or whatever. I sometimes sit down and as I start to work, everything goes wrong. It occasionally doesn't come together, it doesn't look good, and it ends up looking a complete mess. These are what I call my meh pages, because when I'm finished I look at them and go, they're okay, you know, they're not bad, but they're not really what I wanted to achieve. And today's art journal page is exactly like that. It's a combination of the mediums that I've used, the colours that I've used, and the fact that my handwriting didn't turn out the way that I thought it would do, mainly because of the way the pen interacts with the surface of the paper. It's bumpy, so it wasn't even and it wasn't smooth. So the page turned out to be, you know, one of those. So, and that's okay, because we're allowed days where we do things like that. It's our own personal art journal pages, so we're allowed for the odd off day, and this is definitely one of mine. Today I've pulled out my Dina Wakley multi-surface journal. It's starting to look a little bit full, but I wanted to have a little bit of a play today. I saw recently a quote on Pinterest, and I loved it. I thought it was really, really good, and it's kind of inspired me to get or to dig out my collection of, let's just say, call them crayons. So in here, in this tub, I've got some distress crayons, I've got some Neocolor 2s, I've also got some oil pastels, and I've also got some, now I think these are water soluble crayons from Reeves, which were purchased in a really inexpensively from a local craft store. I think I got 12 colours for £5. I've never used them, and I thought today I would put together an art journal page using these kind of crayon products. So I do have a focal point that I'm going to put with the page, but I'm not sure how the wax crayons and the neo colours and the distress crayons are all going to work together. I've never tried using them together, so this is going to be a little bit of a, if you pardon the expression, a suck it and see session. And I'm not going to gesso the page because I want the colour to bind and grab. If I gesso the page, the minute I put the neo colour on there, it's going to start running all over the place, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to start off with some neo colours in the warm kind of range, moving from pinks to purples. Yes, I know, purple's not my favourite colour. Oh, there's also some Dina Wakley scribble sticks in here as well, so I may dip into those as well. I know there's not many tutorials out there on how to actually use those Dina Wakley scribble sticks. I've never really got the hang of what to actually do or how to actually use them. So hey ho, we'll do what we can. Right, so we've got distress crayon, picked raspberry, seedless preserves, pinks and purplies. What else have I got? Festive berries, which is a bit red-ish on that red spectrum. Still warm, that's okay. Alright, now I know these are going to be a bit creamy, so I'm going to use these as a base. And like I said, I'm not going to gesso the page, but I do have wet wipes, babby wipes, Bambino wipes to hand. So I'm just going to create a kind of background, just a scribbly background basically, and I'm just going to layer and layer. I'm just going randomly, I'm not doing any great. There's no plan to this whatsoever. So I'm going lightly. I'm not pressing hard because I don't want the surface of the paper to pill. So I'm just getting down a little bit of colour in the background. Now I'm just going to grab whatever takes my fancy. So this is the Neo Colour 2 now. So what did I just use there? The Picked Raspberry, the Distress Crayon Picked Raspberry. This is Neo Colour 2 and this just says purple. Yeah, let's have some verticals as well in there. And then again, I'm going to grab leave those lines in. I want to keep those lines in there. Alright, so let's just grab some lighter colour now. So this is the Neo Colour Rose Pink. So this is going to be a different colour. A bit lighter so I can get some structure onto the page. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm not rubbing very hard. I just want to get the colour diffused a little bit, but still kind of visible in those lines. And that's the difference between a gessoed and a non-gessoed page, because they will grab. Right, I'm just going to quickly get rid of that. Get rid of it. Dry it, I should say. It is a wee damp. A little bit damp, but not much. So I'll do that and then I'll come right back. Okay, so next up, let's do something a little bit darker. So this is violet, and I'm just going to rub some of that Neo Colour onto my non-stick craft mat and get a little bit of water, and I'm just going to spritz it. I've now got one of those Tim Holtz distress films, the round ones, and I'm going to soak up the colour into the sponge or into the foam. Grab a stencil. This is my bubble wrap stencil, and I'm just going to go over. It's a bit wet, but that's fine. I want some texture in there anyway. Some over here. Maybe a little bit too much, maybe. Rub the surface too much, just to get a little bit of texture in the background. Maybe some down here. Just dab it. Let's just grab some more. There's a little bit of water left on that sponge, so that's fine. There we go. That's a bit better. Let's see if we can just darken that up a little bit. That will do. Another use of that sponge to clear that baby wipe. I'm cleaning a stencil straight away. There must be something wrong with me today. Okay, so we've got that. So we've got some purples there, some pinks. Alright, let's see about drying that off. Shouldn't take too long. I'm not trying to put too much colour down on it here. I do want some of that white to show through. I want it to be fairly light. I want to leave a space about here so I can actually do some writing in this space here. But that's okay, because I can always go over it with a little bit of white paint if necessary, just to give me a bit of writing space. Okay, I want a little bit more kind of texture going on up here, so just use those neo colours again, maybe just a little bit more, kind of bordering. A bit of grounding over here, but you'll see why in a second. So grab that baby wipe again, this time just gently rub. That's it, just a little bit of darkness around those edges. Okay, so scribble sticks. Let's see if we can find, what colour's that one? Blackberry. That's going to be quite dark, isn't it? Maybe I should have left them in the packet. That'll do. Okay, so let's do a few scribbly circles. Don't do too many up there. Okay, so we've got that one. I've got a magenta scribble stick. Oops. And then we've got white neo colour. That's just going to lighten that up a little bit. And I will introduce some splatters into this later. Now then, I don't suppose there is a white scribble stick, is there? See, I knew I shouldn't. Yes, there is a white scribble stick. Haha, thank you for those people that shouted at the screen. Okay. I want to add some text, a little bit of text into this. So just a little bit here and there. What am I going to use? I don't want to use crayons for that now. I've got my background mostly made with those, so I need to introduce some other kind of colour. Let's see what we've got in the archival. Ah. Perfect. Dusty Concord. Let's grab another foam. Excuse me. Ooh, that's nice and dark. So let's just add some lettering. I'm just going to go lightly. I'm going to go too mad. Maybe I want to extend that a little bit. Include the K. Yeah, it's better. Do a little bit there. Do that front line. Now let's do it down here at the bottom. I did tell you I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with this today, but knew I wanted to paint with crayons, which I've done. Right, focal point. Okay, so this is an image I've had, like I said, in my stash, again, for quite some time. And that's the reason why I chose that kind of colour scheme. Like it. It's on sticker paper, printed it on sticker paper. This is a different type of sticker paper to what I'm used to. This hasn't got any cracks in it. This is all going to be one piece. It's like a huge printer sheet or printer paper sized sheet sticker. There's no like perforations in the back. So a different one. That's what I've been using recently. Huh. May use that for a mask later. So I'm going to stand my two little cherubs about there. I've deliberately cut them out a bit rough. Okay, so Stabilo all pencil in black. I'm just going to go around again, just adding in a bit more of that drop shadow that's already on the image, and that's just going to help me just to ground my two characters down. Because I've not gessoed, this will be fairly easy to do. Now then, what did I do with my water brush? There it is. It's a water brush, anyway, there we go. And with these, the more water you add, the more it dilutes. Bring that down. And then the final bit. Just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Art journaling is, just like anything else. Some days everything goes right and you know exactly what you're doing. Some days you just go with it and it turns out awful. But that's fine. It's all part and parcel of the plan. I've said many times before, we learn just as much from our mistakes as we do from our successes. So see, I'm looking at this page and thinking, I'm not 100%, but then again, that's possibly down to the colours. But hey ho. I often force myself to use colours I don't necessarily like, step outside my comfort zone. There's a really great quote about comfort zones. So, comfort zones are a nice place to be, but nothing ever grows there. Okay, so let's put that back and let's start thinking about doing some lettering. Now, do I want to put some white paint down there? I think I am going to, just to create a little bit more of a space for writing in. That's why I wasn't particularly bothered. I'm going to use my finger now. So of course some of the paint, the colours will react. I can hear the postman walking with his barcode reader. That makes a funny noise outside. I may have to dash in a minute because I'm expecting a parcel. So if I have to stop, that's just one of those things. I think that's probably going to be light enough for me to do what I want to do in that space. So again, I'll need to get that dry. And I'll probably go and put the kettle on actually. And make a drink until after the postman's been. And then I'll come back and finish off. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Everything seems dry enough. So to do my lettering, I've got a Pigma Micron number 8, which is a fairly largest nib. So I'm going to begin by starting to do some writing. I'm going to go really lightly first. And I'm going to go back and just thicken that up. It does sometimes get a little bit of residue from the page, particularly if it's not if you've got paint down, sometimes it breaks into the paint. I may have to switch over to that food ball. lettering's not exactly wonderful. I suppose I should have drawn maybe some lines on the page to follow. But what the heck. So, put that to one side, and then I'm going to grab let me have a look, see if I can find something else. Just had a thought. There we go. Put the wax to one side. Faber-Castell Pitt pens. Haha. Yes. Let me just do a quick test. Haven't used these for a while, so they might be a bit dry. Come on, you beauties. What have we got? What's this colour? Crimson. Could do with being a bit darker, maybe. This is the problem when you've got pens. Is that going to be too big? What colour's that one? Purple violet. Yes, it's going to be too big. Okay, let's try something else. Alcohol pens, maybe. Now then, what did I do? Bum, 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 bum. I don't know what I did with my alcohol pens. Oh, it's over there. Right, so, say alcohol pens. I think these are Copics I've got somewhere. Oh, no, there are some Pro markers in there. I think they're all going to be flesh tones. Yep, they're going to be no good. I want something brighter. What's that down there? That's a chow. Blueberry. Yeah, I know. Oh, tell you what, let me make a decision rather than you sitting there waiting for me to make one. And as soon as I've found something to write with for down here, I'll be back. It's Mr. Indecisive today. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go with that purple violet Pitt pen, the big brush Pitt pen, mainly because I can use the nib straight down, just like that. So I'm just going to go for it. So here we go. If it turns out rubbish, it turns out rubbish. There's not a lot I can do about it if it does. But what I can do is when it's dry, is I can go back over and highlight it. Right, let's get that dry. Okay, so I think that's pretty much dry. So I'm going to see if I can try and just add in some white highlighting to that wording. Got a few of these Signo Uniball. Don't seem to be writing very well today, but you can always go back later again. Come on. Supposed to write on pretty much anything these. I may end up going back over with different colours. But like I said before, you can't win them all. Some work, some don't. You guys get everything, warts and all. Dry that off. Okay, so tried a few things. I ended up going round with a black pen and highlighting all the way around, and then going back in with white Uniball and just trying to lift it. I probably will fiddle with it some more later. I think this is going to be one of those art journal pages that never actually quite finishes. But hey ho, it's one of those things. So just do a couple more kind of highlights. See if I can get the pens working. Yeah, that doesn't want to work. I'm probably going to have to maybe get a poster pen or something, poster paint pen, because these don't seem to want to work on these crayons, but that's hardly surprising. Not really. No, they don't want to work. The wrong medium. The wrong pen for the wrong medium, but never mind. I think I'm going to call that a day. What did I do with that football pen? I did throw it back in here, didn't I? Or did I? Oh, I hate it when I put things down and I forget where I put it. I'm having one of those days, so let's just grab one of these and then just sign and date at the bottom and have done with it. Date is it today? It's 30th today. That'll do. That's me done. I know it's been one of those not really sure what I've been doing days, but it's just been a, like I said at the very beginning, it's a suck it and see day. Just had this little idea to play with the crayons in my head. Done that. So I suppose I've achieved my goal. It just doesn't look particularly brilliant, in my opinion anyway, but that's probably down to the fact that I don't particularly like my own handwriting. Anyway, that's all from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this one, some a bit more coherent, then click the subscribe button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. It's probably the purple that's done it. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.